18th century feminist and philosopher Mary Wollstonecraft.
Hello. For you to understand my story, I must tell you about my life. As a child, my father gambled large sums of money, and eventually I opened a school in 1784.
This was the beginning of a journey into education. As this endeavor soon failed, I moved to London and began to work for a publishing space.
My ideas were formed by those around me as I read the works of Burke, Voltaire, Hume, and other writers of the time. These so-called revolutionary indoctrinators were perpetuating ideas that I found atrocious.
After reviewing Burke's reflections on the revolution in France, my ideas were sparked. I was angered by the blatant privilege of the writing I was reviewing, all composed by rich men.
I composed Vindication of the Rights of Men in 1790, establishing a platform as a political writer. I attacked the bias of the wealthy aristocracy who promoted ideas that would benefit themselves but undermine society.
No one else was capable of denying these thoughts for lack of education and platform. But my platform was opened with this publication, so I took the chance to speak. I composed Vindication of the Rights of Women in 1792.
My main point, and the essence of my philosophy, was that women were educated in such a poor manner that equality could never be found. This poor education denied women the right to engage in valued professions and activities of society, designating us to be playthings and preventing change.
Sick of the emphasis on family life, I critiqued marriage as an instrument of society that chained men to women. My own relationships exhibited its faults, as I attempted suicide multiple times after my relationships with Gilbert and Lee resolved.
This was just one obstacle I faced, as many ostracized me and my ideas because of my untraditional family. Those such as Voltaire and James Fortas could not look behind the education of the wealthy or see the inequality of marriage.
My strongest critics, the aristocrats, were no match for the power of French Revolution thinkers who believed equality of the sexes would contribute to the eradication of a stratified society.
Now is the time to act on that claim and change the world. Throughout the world, boys and girls face a gap in education equality. Specifically in Africa, the ratio of girls to boys enrolled in sub-Saharan African schools fell from 83 to 100 in 1999 to 67 to 100 in 2010.
These conditions exist as a result of societal norms that emphasize a woman's place in the home and social conditions that make it difficult to reach school in the first place.
In Africa, the gap in education has led to countries run primarily by wealthy men. This furthers the stratified state of society, like in the times of the French Revolution.
I cannot help but feel outraged for the generations losing their chance. This highlights the struggle for gender education equality continuing all over the world.
I am ready to act on what is unfit. As in the time of the Revolution, where I moved to Paris to help the efforts, I will now rally, support, and actively cause change.
I will help to broadcast the unfairness of education through my new book, Vindication on the Education of African Children.
I will pursue this issue until it is resolved, to help fight the inequality among the education of Africans that contributes to a stratified society, downgrading the rights of its citizens.
Join with me, the movement will change Africa and your world, just as it did Europe.
My daughter, Mary Shelley, author of Frankenstein, was able to use her education to share her ideas with the world.
Let's help create a world where every young girl has a pedestal to change society.